Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking today at a set of really unsettling personal stories. These sources, they're first-person accounts of these, well, terrifying things happening right at the end of summer.
Right. That specific time frame seems important.
Exactly. And this isn't about, old legends or anything. We're digging into true experiences, things that just shattered people's sense of safety.
Absolutely. These stories, they kind of hit that nerve between what we think is real and, well, sheer terror.
Yeah.
So our mission really is to look at these 3 different accounts and see what ties them together. We're focusing on the themes that keep popping up.
Like what specifically?
Things like the sudden appearance of some hidden, almost malevolent force, that feeling of being totally alone.
Right.
And maybe most importantly, how none of these end with a neat explanation. There's no closure.
That lack of closure is key, I think. When you feel safe, in your own house, driving a familiar road, maybe out in the woods somewhere peaceful.
Yeah, late summer, things winding down.
And then, bam, something like this happens. It just hits harder.
It really does. And that amplification, that's what makes them stick with you. We're looking at how disturbing it is when your basic security, the ground under your feet, suddenly feels compromised.
By something unknown, something that was maybe waiting.
Exactly,
Yeah.
waiting just beneath the surface.
Which brings us straight into that first story, the hidden basement one.
Ah, yes.
This involves a college student going home for that last week before the semester starts. New house for the parents.
And they were quite specific about the layout, weren't they?
Very specific. They'd checked. They told the student, no basement, just a crawl space. End of story. Or so they thought.
That's the setup, right? That false certainty. And then the weirdness starts almost right away with sound.
A tapping. Consistent. Rhythmic.
Yeah.
Coming from right underneath the student's bedroom on the first floor.
Which immediately clashes with what they know about the house. No basement, remember?
Yeah. It's the kind of thing you try to ignore at first, right? Pipes, maybe? House settling?
Irrational.
But it was too regular, too intentional sanding. And then it got worse.
It escalated.
Yeah. After a few nights, the tapping changed. It became louder, much more visceral, dragging noises, scraping.
How did the source describe it?
Like some kind of animal raking its claws against something hard. And it sounded like it was moving purposefully right below the floorboards.
Okay, that's deeply unnerving. The mind races trying to figure that out. Check the crawl space again.
They did. Found nothing. Absolutely nothing. Which just makes it weirder, So with no explanation, the student starts looking around the outside of the house for anything odd.
Trying to find some structural reason for the noise.
They find this pile of old construction stuff, lumber, tarps, some heavy concrete blocks, just piled up against the side of the house. Looked messy, but maybe deliberate.
Hidden in plain sight, almost.
Totally. They move the pile, and there it is. A storm door. Painted over partially, but definitely a door. Leading down concrete steps.
To a basement. An undeniable basement they were told didn't exist. What's fascinating here is the fear shifts instantly, doesn't it? From maybe weird noises to, oh God, someone knew about this. Someone hid this. It's a violation.
A deliberate violation.
Yeah.
So the student goes down, finds evidence, empty food containers, wrappers scattered around.
Proof someone had been living down there. Secretly. Right under the family.
Yeah, wait, so this wasn't like a one-off break-in. This was long-term habitation.
That's the implication.
But the source says the really chilling part wasn't just the trash.
Yeah.
It was the markings.
Ah, yes. The carvings. Because that suggests something more than just needing shelter.
What kind of carvings?
Well, scratch marks, tally marks. Like someone counting days. Or maybe something else.
Oh, God.
But worse, according to the account, were these things the student described as demonic drawings of people, animals, carved right into the wooden foundation pillars.
Demonic drawings. Under your house.
It points to an active mind down there, planning, observing, not just surviving. A malevolent presence.
That's terrifying. Finding that, symbols like that, under your home,
Okay.
it goes way beyond just finding a squatter.
It becomes existential terror, like you said.
So, the student, understandably, panics. Gets a heavy-duty padlock, secures that storm door, tries to lock it down, reclaim the space.
But doing that, well, it basically alerted whoever was down there that they'd been found out.
And the reaction was immediate.
That same night, woken up by banging. aggressive banging and rattling from outside, someone trying to force their way back in.
Into their secret lair, basically.
The violence of it, the rage implied, that's what really highlights the danger they were potentially in.
And when the banging finally stopped,
the student creeps to the window, just sees a dark shape, a silhouette, sprinting across the yard and disappearing into the night.
wow. And the aftermath.
Police came, searched, found nothing. No sign of forced entry elsewhere, no trace of the person.
So the student just leaves for college?
Leaves for college, completely freaked out, worrying about their parents left in that house, with no idea who or what had been living just inches beneath them.
That's the chilling part. The parents are still vulnerable.
The terror isn't a ghost, right? It's a living, breathing, dangerous unknown that was right there in the dark while they slept.
That is profoundly unsettling.
Oh.
Okay, so if that story is about danger hiding literally beneath you,
Yeah.
the next one, it's different. The threat is out in the open, kind of, but the evidence vanishes.
Right, creating this whole other type of psychological weirdness.
Yeah.
So now we shift scenes. We're going rural, near the Montana-Idaho border, late August again.
The late summer time frame again.
Exactly. And the setting emphasizes isolation. Big, empty stretches of highway, not many people around, lots of space.
But the narrator's just driving their normal work route.
Right.
Spots a car, older model, light blue sedan, pulled off onto the shoulder.
Okay, could be anything. Broken down.
Looks like it. Engine off, no hazard lights, nobody inside. Seems ordinary enough.
That's later that day. On the drive back home.
Same car, still there, but now the driver's side door is wide open. And the narrator is sure it wasn't open that morning.
Huh. That's odd. A small detail, but unsettling.
Right, so they call the non-emergency line. Report it. Just doing the right thing. The real kicker, though, comes about a week later. Local news report.
Let me guess. Missing person.
Missing person. And the vehicle description matches the blue sedan perfectly.
Okay, so the narrator's observation was potentially significant.
You'd think so. But here's the baffling part. The official statement from the authorities claimed, quote, no sign of foul play and no witnesses.
Despite the car sitting there, door open for possibly days, and the narrator did call it in.
Exactly. That's where it starts to feel off.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this is where the official version starts to conflict with personal experience, eroding trust.
Totally. The narrator felt this connection, this responsibility almost, like, hey, I saw something, maybe I was the last one. It bugged them.
Understandably.
So much so, they convinced their brother, Benjamin, who's a firefighter, so he knows the area, knows procedures to help organize an unofficial search, just around where the car was found.
Taking initiative because the official story doesn't add up.
Right. They focus on this sort of shallow wooded area nearby, near some old irrigation ditches. And another search team, part of their group, finds something.
What did they find?
An old maintenance shack, kind of half sunken into the ground, overgrown, almost hidden. The lock was snapped off, door hanging open.
Okay, that's suspicious right there.
Inside, more contradictions. Empty water bottles, fairly fresh food wrappers. Someone had been using it recently. Maybe the missing person. Maybe someone else involved.
Suggests someone was there after the car was abandoned. But the critical clue.
Yeah, the really critical thing. A small hole, clean-edged, in a wooden board, just above floor level. And it looked, well, the narrator said it looked exactly like a bullet hole.
A bullet hole, but no shell casing. No blood mentioned.
Nothing else mentioned, no. Just the hole. But a potential bullet hole is pretty strong evidence of foul play, right?
Right.
Especially after the police said there was none.
Absolutely. That changes everything.
So they radio it in immediately. Police arrive, and their reaction is interesting.
How so?
They take over the scene instantly, and they clear everyone out. All the civilian searchers, even Benjamin, the off-duty firefighter brother, told them to leave. Don't discuss it.
Containment. Managing the information flow.
Seems like it. But here's the part that really messes with your head. The ultimate twist.
Gone.
Weeks later, the narrator goes back. Alone. Certain they know the exact spot where the shack was. It's gone. The shack is completely gone.
Well,
the woods are just woods. No sign it was ever there.
Wow. Just vanished.
Vanished without a trace.
This raises an important question. Isn't it possible, perhaps even likely, that memory is fallible? That maybe they just couldn't find the exact spot again, rather than leaping to, a secret county operation, removing an entire building?
That's the ambiguity, isn't it? The source leaves you hanging there. Did memory fail, or did someone deliberately erase the scene?
And that ambiguity is its own kind of terror. The possibility that evidence, something concrete, can just cease to exist. It makes you doubt your own reality.
Or implies a cover-up so thorough, it borders on the unreal. It's the vanishing of the proof, the vanishing of any hope for closure.
It really taps into that fear that maybe when something truly bad happens, the system won't just fail to explain it. It might actively erase it, leaving you, the witness, alone with your impossible knowledge.
Yeah, being potentially gaslit by reality itself or by the authorities.
That's powerful.
Fair. Okay, let's shift to the final account. This one dials the isolation way up.
Extreme isolation, yes.
It's about a guy, late 20s, has this tradition, a solo camping trip right at the end of summer, finds these remote spots, unofficial clearings, using things like Google Maps, way out there.
Setting the stage again. Late summer, winding down, seeking solitude, but that solitude makes him vulnerable. He's outside the normal reach of society.
So the first unsettling thing happens before the main event. He's hiking back to his camp after dark, gets a bit lost, sees a light off in the distance.
A light, like another camper.
Faint, swaying rhythmically, like someone carrying a flashlight or a lantern. So naturally he calls out, "Hello?" You know, the standard thing.
And the response?
Instantaneous. The light stops swaying, shuts off completely. And then the sound of someone or something just crashing violently through the underbrush, running flat out.
Running away from him.
Yes, but crucially, running perpendicularly away, not towards the sound of his voice, not directly away, but sideways at full speed in the dark.
That's bizarre. Why not just call back? Or ignore him? Why the panicked, perpendicular flight?
Exactly. The source emphasizes how deeply uncomfortable that reaction felt. It wasn't human. It wasn't logical. Why run like that?
It signals avoidance. Extreme avoidance. Almost like a predator caught off guard, maybe.
That's the vibe. Knowing something is out there that reacts so abnormally, so desperately to avoid contact, it puts you on edge.
Sets the stage for the main event, I imagine.
Totally. Hours later, he's asleep in his tent, wakes up, and there's a figure, a silhouette, standing maybe 15 feet from the tent entrance, just standing there, motionless, watching.
The isolation is shattered, the watcher in the woods, primal fear stuff.
His survival instinct kicks in. He yells out, loudly this time.
And the figure's reaction?
Instant, no hesitation. It goes from 0 to a full-on sprint directly towards the tent, and it lets out this scream.
What kind of scream?
Described as a shrill, unnatural scream. The narrator says it didn't even sound human.
Okay, this is pure nightmare fuel now. Sprinting at him, screaming like that.
It's an attack. The figure reaches the tent, starts violently clawing at his face through the mesh, trying to rip its way in, rip him apart.
This isn't robbery, this isn't rational, it's savage.
What's fascinating here is this sheer ferocity, but also how did it track him so accurately in the pitch black woods earlier, and then locate the tent so precisely?
Uncanny abilities, yeah. Beyond normal human senses, maybe.
So how does it end? He fights back.
He manages to get his switchblade out, slashes at the hand that's clawing at him, connects.
Oof.
The attacker shrieks again, this time maybe in pain, pulls back, and just crashes away into the woods again. Still making this horrible, sick-sounding noise, like a screaming, laughing hybrid as it runs off.
My God.
He didn't wait around, tacked up at first light, got in his car, and just floored it out of there.
I don't blame him.
The lasting fear here, it's different from the others. It's not just the mystery, it's the raw physical terror. And the realization that the attacker, it wasn't normal.
Yeah.
The tracking, the speed, the inhuman scream. It felt like something operating outside the bounds of understandable human behavior, or even criminality, like a creature.
So bringing all three of these accounts together,
Yeah.
there's definitely a pattern, isn't there, happening right around the end of August, late summer.
That timeline keeps coming up.
And in each case, someone stumbles upon this hidden, kind of malevolent reality that was lurking just beneath the surface of their everyday life.
Exactly. Whether it's literally beneath your floorboards,
All right, the secret resident,
or it's a violent crime that gets covered up and erased on a lonely road,
the vanished shack.
or it's something truly predatory and perhaps not entirely human out in the wilderness.
The camping attack.
They all involve that sudden, jarring shift from the predictable and safe into chaos and terror, and it happens unexpectedly.
And these stories, they really challenge our assumptions about safety, don't they? The safety of home, familiar roads, even quiet nature spots.
They absolutely do.
But the thing that really stands out, I think, when you put them side by side, is what you mentioned earlier. In every single case, there's no resolution.
None whatsoever. No neat ending.
No arrest, no explanation, no understanding of why it happened or who is responsible. The threat remains unresolved.
And maybe that is the deepest fear these accounts tap into. Not just the shock of the event itself, but the silence that follows.
The silence.
The complete failure of, logic or the authorities or anything to provide answers or closure. That silence leaves the threat feeling ongoing, still out there, potentially waiting.
That possibility that the danger hasn't actually ended, it's just paused.
Yeah.
That might be more terrifying than the initial encounter.
It leaves you looking over your shoulder, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into some really unsettling material. Hopefully gives you something to think about. We'll catch you on the next one.